You just see
Right.
what it is. Yeah. To me,
Yeah.
self can't get out of self is a very small sentence. Self can't get out of self. What, 5 words? But
Hmm.
when it lands and you don't try to make anything out of it, that fucking little statement is is like gives new sight quite a lot. Yeah, because you're wondering why you keep doing shit. If you because you have a belief that there's volition, and I should have learned by now, but there's no volition. Yeah, and this
Right.
programming, it AI, it's not advancing. It's programming. So self
Right.
can't get out of self is never gotten by self.
Right.
It just keeps trying to get out of self because the self it's trying to get out of, it's trying to get out of it as a Paul, as a John, as a Z. And so it doesn't get the message of self can't get out of self because one aspect is seen as Paul. It's taken personally. And in that
Right.
personalness, it's given powers it doesn't have. It's gonna work this fucking time. It ain't.
Right.
You don't get
Right.
the message.
And
Yeah?
so you're not that.
You can't get out of self.
Right. It takes a minute. It takes a minute for for the the character to accept that it's really not. It's not doing any of this. Really, it's not. It's, this
Well, it'll
is
be less than a minute. Yeah.
yeah. Right. Exactly. It'll be instantaneous, I guess, in a sense.
So
But
it's the fact. And then there's the pantomime.
right.
See, it's not a fact dancing. There's a fact. You see what was the dance isn't a fact. The dancing keeps continuing. It's not
Right.
based,
Right.
it's
Right.
based on, say, it's wanted enough breath and enough momentum to last 93 years. So you're going
Right.
to pass away at 93 years or something. And that's about as much energy that it had. It's
Right.
not infinite. So it's sort of like, those paper sailboats on the pond, with a little candle, and they go, and then they have the self-centered program where the whole story is based on you navigating the the wilds of the pond, captaining and da da da, or being a terrible captain. All the while, it's just doing what it's doing, and then the candle's going to go out, and there isn't going to be Paul going, the candle went out.
Right. Right. Exactly. Right. Right.
Fall is part
Right.
of what goes out. Fall isn't a
Well.
long
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
fucking thing that's inhabited the body. It's of the body. The
Right.
yap, the voice box is of the body. Yeah, it's. I'm a real girl. I used to work at a sex shop, and uh, I was a young Catholic kid from Long Island. You'll know this well, John. I was a young Catholic kid in Long Island. Ended up in Florida, fucking around. I got a job at the Pink Pussycat Boutique in Coconut Grove, and there's a store in the Village in New York. They have 3 stores, one in Florida, and so I got a job there, and I started selling like a lot of paraphernalia, and so we blow up dolls with 3 orifices, pretty much. Yeah, 3 holes, and then came with strawberry blonde, strawberry black and blonde. And I had trouble selling those, yeah, because a guy would come in, and I'm thinking he's going to go home and fucking sleep with this doll. And I was having trouble, but we talked it out. And then they had a new version that came in with a voice box, and you'd pull a string, and it would say, "I'm a real girl," or "I love you," and I quit. I hit my limit. It just broke. I couldn't see my grandmother condoning my, so I just took it. So this is sort of like that. The voice box is saying it doesn't, in all of its narration, that it's of the body. You think it's something else. I'm just flew in here for 80 years. No, that voice is coming from here, not from the infinite. No,
Right.
it's a mental, when you get one of those robocalls and it
Mm-hmm.
sounds, yeah. The only reason
Mm-hmm.
why it doesn't sound robotic to us is we think it's us. Once you start seeing it you. It sounds like a robocall. You're going to be fucked.
Exactly. Yeah, right.
You might as well just give up. Spend all that
Yeah,
money. Yes. Your
it's
girlfriend's
the
playing.
same. It's the same conundrums. It's the same dilemmas.
If you try to block it, you try to block it
Yeah,
as you, and you get more mail. More
yeah,
fun.
yeah. Right. So
So yes.
yeah.